Buenas tardes. Muy buenas tardes a todas y a todos. Vamos a empezar el acto y comenzamos con el coro de cantores de Santo Tomás. Pues muy buenas tardes de nuevo a todas y a todos. Les reitero mi más calurosa, y eso que hoy no es un día muy caluroso, afortunadamente, bienvenida a este Paraninfo, a este salón que conocemos como el Paraninfo de la Facultad, del edificio de la Facultad de Filosofía y Letras. Queridos vicerrectores, queridos decanos, querido rector, dear President, Rector of Indiana University, querido agregado de la embajada, queridos estudiantes, queridos y queridas profesores y profesoras. Como he tenido ocasión de recordar hace apenas unos minutos, justamente en el edificio de enfrente de esta plaza de Humanidades, justamente hace hoy 90 años, el 17 de mayo de 1927, se publicó el Real Decreto por el que se constituía la Junta para la construcción de la ciudad universitaria. Y nos encontramos precisamente hoy celebrando este 50 aniversario del Programa de Universidades Reunidas Norteamericanas en un salón que es emblemático en ese sentido, en el salón, en el Paraninfo del edificio más antiguo con el que cuenta la ciudad universitaria, la Universidad Complutense en este campus de Ciudad Universitaria. Cada vez que vengo aquí, les invito a que ustedes hagan lo mismo, aspiro profundamente y procuro impregnarme precisamente de esta atmósfera, de estos, digamos, iones, átomos de personalidades ilustres que a lo largo de la historia de la Universidad Complutense han hablado, han actuado, han dictado conferencias precisamente desde este sitio que hoy yo tengo la fortuna de compartir con todos ustedes. Muy buenas tardes y comenzamos el acto con las palabras del decano de la Facultad de Filología, don Eugenio Luján Martínez. Eugenio, por favor.
Muchas gracias. Señor rector magnífico, President of Indiana University, Professor Michael McRobbie, ilustrísimo agregado cultural de la Embajada de los Estados Unidos en España, señora vicerrectora, decanos, y antiguos decanos que nos acompañáis hoy, delegates, officials and staff of our partner universities, directors of the program, queridos profesores, miembros del personal de administración y servicios, antiguos y actuales alumnos del programa, señoras y señores. Es un placer acogerlos hoy en el Paraninfo de nuestra facultad con motivo de este acto de celebración del 50º aniversario del Programa de Universidades Norteamericanas Reunidas. On behalf of the deans of the three faculties involved in the organization of the program, my colleagues Professor Rafael Orden, Dean of the Faculty of Philosophy, Professor Luis Enrique Otero, Dean of the Faculty of Geography and History, and myself as Dean of the Faculty of Languages and Literatures, I would like to warmly welcome you all to this celebration of the 50th anniversary of the program of Universidades Norteamericanas Reunidas at the Complutense University of Madrid. Let me mention especially President Michael McRobbie. We appreciate very much your effort to come and celebrate with us this anniversary, which we hope will serve to strengthen and further develop the bonds between the Complutense and the universities involved in the program. I would also like to thank all the delegates, officials, representatives, and directors of all our partnered universities in the program for joining us in this important celebration. I wish also to express our happiness to have a significant number of former students, alumni, and alumni back at the Complutense for this anniversary. Your presence here today is very important for us because it means that you value your participation in the program, and it was an experience in your life during your formative years, which are so special for everyone, and that had an impact on you. Let me mention especially Ambassador Mrs. Capricia Marshall, former alumna of our program, who has kindly accepted to speak in this ceremony. We are very glad that she has been able to attend and is willing to share with us her views and experience. Welcome home again, Capricia. El programa de Universidades Reunidas ha alcanzado su 50º aniversario. 50 años son muchos, no solo para un programa como este, sino en general para cualquier tipo de programa académico. Naturalmente, el programa ha ido cambiando a lo largo del tiempo, adaptándose a las nuevas necesidades y demandas de los estudiantes y también a unos perfiles profesionales y académicos que a lo largo de estos 50 años han ido variando lógicamente. No creo que sean muchas las iniciativas de este tipo que hayan podido mantenerse a lo largo de un periodo tan dilatado de tiempo, que en la historia de España abarca desde mediados de los años 60, todavía en plena dictadura franquista, hasta bien entrado el siglo XXI, con los desafíos políticos y económicos que se han planteado en los últimos años, y todo ello pasando por la transición política, la consolidación de la democracia y la alternancia de gobiernos democráticos de signo político diverso. En el contexto internacional, entre otros muchos acontecimientos importantes, el programa ha visto finalizar el periodo de la Guerra Fría, incluyendo la caída del muro de Berlín, y lamentablemente también los nuevos desafíos para la seguridad que supone el terrorismo internacional de corte religioso radical, hasta el Brexit y los problemas económicos, sociales y políticos que ha traído consigo la gran crisis. El mundo, la sociedad española y la sociedad norteamericana han ido cambiando a lo largo de todos estos años y se han transformado enormemente, pero el programa ha seguido ahí, sabiendo mantenerse y adaptarse a esos nuevos tiempos. Atrás han quedado también los tiempos iniciales del programa, cuando toda la gestión debía hacerse mediante correspondencia por correo postal, y eso complicaba mucho la gestión de algunos de los antiguos decanos que nos acompañan y que saben lo especialmente difícil que era llevar a cabo una iniciativa como esta en aquellos tiempos. Ya digo, desde aquella época hasta los nuevos tiempos en que afortunadamente tenemos nuevos medios de comunicación, especialmente Internet, el correo electrónico, las redes sociales, que nos permiten una interconexión mucho más amplia, pero que sin duda podemos llevar a cabo porque toda esa trayectoria previa estaba ahí. Creo que a lo largo de todo este tiempo el programa ha desempeñado un papel fundamental para el desarrollo de lazos de todo tipo entre Estados Unidos y España, no solo de carácter académico y cultural. Durante estos 50 años han pasado por los cursos de nuestro programa varios miles de estudiantes, concretamente en torno a los 16.000, procedentes de diferentes universidades norteamericanas, los cuales han tenido la oportunidad no solo de conocer España, sino de vivirla en primera persona y tener una inmersión que no ha sido únicamente académica, sino también vital y emocional en nuestro país, con la profundidad de experiencia que esto supone. Pero permítanme que plantee también la riqueza del programa desde la perspectiva inversa. Es verdad que desde el final de la dictadura y especialmente desde la incorporación de España al mercado común primero y a la Unión Europea desde el momento de su creación, la posibilidad de viajar y estudiar en otros países ha resultado más fácil para los estudiantes españoles. Pero cuando arrancó el programa en los años 60 y todavía durante una buena parte de los 70 e incluso de los 80, las posibilidades que tenían los estudiantes de España de entrar en contacto con estudiantes de otros países eran muy escasas, por lo que para los estudiantes de la Complutense la presencia de los norteamericanos ha supuesto también una experiencia muy enriquecedora a lo largo de todo este tiempo. Por otra parte, quería resaltar también que la integración de España en la Unión Europea ha supuesto además un valor añadido para los estudiantes norteamericanos de nuestro programa, pues las facultades de Humanidades de la Universidad Complutense se cuentan entre las facultades no solo de España, sino de todas las universidades europeas que más estudiantes reciben de otros países de Europa gracias al programa Erasmus, por lo que en la actualidad, como los alumnos de este año y de las últimas promociones han podido comprobar personalmente, estudiar aquí en la Universidad Complutense no representa solo entrar en contacto con la cultura española, sino que es también una apertura y una posibilidad de una toma de contacto con el conjunto de Europa. En la celebración de un aniversario como este hay una pregunta clave. ¿Y ahora qué? ¿Qué viene después de estos 50 años? En colaboración con las universidades participantes en el programa, hemos comenzado en los últimos tiempos un ambicioso proyecto de revisión de los cursos que se ofrecen dentro del programa propio de Universidades Reunidas, y también hemos trabajado en la apertura de nuevas posibilidades de matrícula y participación en la vida complutense para los estudiantes norteamericanos que vienen a nuestro programa. También estamos pensando y buscando la posibilidad de incorporar nuevas universidades norteamericanas, y en este sentido me gustaría aprovechar la presencia de aquí del señor Christopher Quaid, agregado cultural de la Embajada de Estados Unidos, para solicitarle su apoyo en estos nuevos proyectos que sinceramente creo que tienen un impacto muy beneficioso para las relaciones entre nuestros dos países, sobre todo, como decía antes, por la profundidad de visión que se obtiene tras la experiencia de cursar un programa como este. Como señalaba antes, en torno a 16.000 estudiantes norteamericanos han estado en España gracias a este programa, y eso es algo de lo que muy pocas otras instituciones pueden estar orgullosos como la Complutense. I was looking forward. The program has already a long history, but it is our will to strengthen it and make it even better for the future. In a joint effort with the directors in residence, we have been working hard in identifying the needs of the prospective students that may want to participate in the program. In the last few years, we have offered new core courses that adapt to the changing requirements, interests, and new profiles of the students. We have also offered the possibility of taking courses in other faculties of our university, so that the American students can benefit from being part of the largest university in Spain, a university that covers almost all the fields in the academy and offers literally thousands of courses every year, more than 3,000 only in the faculties of humanities. We have also made an effort to integrate the American students even more in the academic, cultural, and social life of the Complutense University. Just to mention a few examples, besides their academic advisors, all of them have now what we call a mentor, that is a fellow Spanish student who is in charge of facilitating their integration in the Complutense University. They can also do internships during their stay at the Complutense, both in projects and services of our own university and also in our partner institutions and companies, so that while they stay here, they also can strengthen their capabilities and acquire new professional skills. They also have a better and easier access to the rich cultural life at our university and to sport facilities. We are deeply committed to improving this program and making it meet the needs of the students. En la parte final de mi intervención me gustaría dar las gracias a todas las personas que han hecho posible que lleguemos hasta este día. En primer lugar, a todos los estudiantes del programa que desde aquel curso 1966-67 han ido pasando por las aulas de la entonces Facultad de Filosofía y Letras hasta nuestros días, pues sin ellos, sin vosotros, y vuestro interés por venir a estudiar a España y específicamente a nuestra universidad, el programa no tendría ninguna razón de ser. Muchos de ellos nos acompañan hoy aquí, otros no han podido hacerlo por motivos personales o profesionales, pero sé que nos están siguiendo por streaming, así que muchas gracias a todos y os pido que les demos un aplauso porque por ellos estamos hoy aquí. También quiero dar las gracias a todos los responsables académicos que han dedicado tiempo y esfuerzo a este programa. La totalidad de los decanos de la Facultad de Filosofía y Letras y después los decanos de las facultades de Filosofía, de Geografía, Historia y de Filología han estado implicados en Universidades Reunidas como decanos delegados del programa a lo largo de sus mandatos. La gestión de un programa como este es especialmente compleja y sin su buen hacer el programa no habría podido llegar hasta hoy. Es un placer además comprobar que contamos con su presencia en este acto también, así que muchas gracias a vosotros también por toda vuestra labor. Igualmente, quiero agradecer a todos los profesores que han sido coordinadores delegados del programa, los últimos de los cuales también están presentes. Muchas gracias. También quiero mencionar a los responsables académicos de las universidades americanas, por supuesto a los directores de programa, cuyo desplazamiento a Madrid supone un esfuerzo personal y un sacrificio de otros aspectos de su carrera académica y desarrollo profesional en beneficio de la consolidación y de la mejora del programa. Igualmente a todo el personal de Administración y Servicios, tanto de la Universidad Complutense como de las diferentes universidades americanas, y a los encargados de la gestión económica, sin cuyo apoyo esta empresa habría sido imposible. Y finalmente, junto con los estudiantes, quiero mencionar muy especialmente a los muchos profesores del programa que han dedicado y siguen dedicando una parte importante de su labor docente a Universidades Reunidas, algunos de ellos durante muchísimos años. A todos vosotros, y muchos estáis hoy por aquí, muchas gracias de todo corazón. Sin la dedicación y el esfuerzo de un profesorado comprometido con el programa, que marca además a los estudiantes, como he tenido ocasión de comprobar hoy, especialmente hablando con antiguos alumnos del programa, ya digo, sin vuestra dedicación y esfuerzo sería imposible que el programa hubiera llegado hasta aquí. Tengo un listado con los profesores que han participado durante un mayor número de años en el programa. No lo voy a leer, pero permítanme que mencione a quien ha sido hasta hoy la profesora que más años ha participado en Universidades Reunidas justo hasta su reciente jubilación, la profesora Isabel Visedo, que está también hoy con nosotros, si no me equivoco. Ha dedicado la friolera de 34 años al programa. Así que muchísimas gracias Isabel y junto a Isabel muchísimas gracias a todos los profesores del programa. Finally, I would like to thank a number of people and institutions for their special implication in organizing this event. The current directors of the programs who have been enthusiastic about this event and have contributed to a better organization of it, the administrative staff, both of the Complutense University and the associate universities, and especially Professor Rodrigo Castro, the current Complutense director of the program. I would also like to thank the support of the Rector of the Complutense University and the Vice Rector for International Relations and the presidents and governing bodies of the American universities involved in the program, and I would also like to thank the support of the US Embassy in Spain. We will not be indeed the ones who will organize the 100th anniversary of the program, but I am sure that it is the wish of all of us that in 50 years' time there will be an even more important celebration commemorating the establishment of the program and its longevity. All of us must feel part of the history of this program and must be proud of it. And all of us must also be proud of having contributed, each from our own position, students, teachers, directors, governing bodies. We must be proud of having contributed to the development of the relationships between Spain and the United States of America and to a better understanding of our two countries. Muchas gracias, and thank you very much for your attention.
Muchas gracias, querido Eugenio, y a continuación tiene la palabra don Christopher Quade, agregado cultural de la Embajada de Estados Unidos.
Buenas tardes, señor rector magnífico de la Universidad Complutense, el señor presidente de Indiana University, vicerrectora de Relaciones Internacionales, señor decano, vicedecanos, directores de programas de las Universidades Reunidas, profesores y alumnos. Es un honor para mí participar en el 50 aniversario de las Universidades Norteamericanas Reunidas y su larga relación con la Universidad Complutense. Muchas gracias por invitarme a esta celebración y es un verdadero placer de estar aquí con todos vosotros. Me gustaría, en atención a los participantes de Estados Unidos, dar el resto de mis breves palabras en inglés. On behalf of the United States Embassy in Spain, I'd like to congratulate you for achieving your 50th anniversary. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment. I'd like to recognize the faculty and staff at the educational institutions that have made this impressive international exchange program possible. Boston College, California State University, Georgetown University, Indiana University, Purdue University, the University of Wisconsin, Tulane University, and Stetson University for your vision in creating such a strong program with the Complutense University. Those are really some of the most amazing and remarkable American universities, and it's a pleasure to see representatives from all of them here today. To all of the participants of the program, both past and present, I would simply say to you, each of you has made the relationship between the United States and Spain stronger. Each of you has played a role in bringing our two countries closer together. And I think there's no better example of that than having Ambassador Marshall here with us today. She started out as a student in this program, like many of you, and rose all the way to become the Chief of Protocol for the United States of America. So thank you, Ambassador Marshall, for your many years of distinguished service to the U.S. government, and thank you very much for being here today. The U.S. Embassy is lucky here and in all the countries in which we operate around the world to work with educational exchange programs. And of course, our flagship government-sponsored program is the Fulbright program, which many of you are probably familiar with. We cherish that program, but we also understand that the number of students supported by government-sponsored exchange program is a very low drop in the bucket compared to all of the exchanges that are going around the world. And it's thanks to organizations like yours that provide really the bulk of the students going back and forth across the Atlantic. We're very delighted to see that the trends between the United States and Spain in terms of study abroad are extremely positive and going up. The last year for which we have data shows that there are over 28,000 American students studying in Spain every year and over 6,600 Spaniards studying in American educational institutions. So those are really remarkable numbers. They're going in the right direction, and we at the Embassy want to do everything we can to continue that very positive trend. So congratulations again. I think this is a really remarkable milestone, and I hope to be here in 50 years when the next anniversary is celebrated. So muchísimas gracias a todos para sus esfuerzos de crear un mundo mejor a través de los intercambios educativos. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. Y a continuación, el decano de la Facultad de Filología, don Eugenio Luján, presentará a la antigua estudiante del Programa de Universidades Reunidas, la señora doña Capricia Marshall.
Muchas gracias. Ambassador Capricia Marshall serves as ambassador in residence at the Adrienne Arch Latin American Center at the Atlantic Council in Washington, D.C. She is president of Global Engagement Strategies, which advises international public and private clients on issues relating to the nexus of business and cultural diplomacy. From 2009 to 2013, she was Chief of Protocol of the United States, bearing the rank of ambassador and setting the stage for diplomacy at the highest levels. Mrs. Marshall oversaw 6 state and official visits, countless working visits, the G20, nuclear security, APEC, G8, NATO, and Sunnyland summits, and the protocol arrangements during travel with the President and Secretaries of State to 42 countries. From 1997 to 2001, Mrs. Marshall served as Deputy Assistant to the President and White House Social Secretary. From 1993 to 1997, she was a Special Assistant to the First Lady of the United States, Hillary Rodham Clinton. In addition to her bachelor's degree in political science from Purdue University, Mrs. Marshall holds a Juris Doctor from Case Western Reserve University School of Law, where she received the prestigious Society of Ventures Award in 2012. Mrs. Marshall is a first-generation American of Croatian and Mexican descent. In 2013, she was awarded the Distinguished Service Award from the Secretary of State and the Order of the Cross of Isabel la Católica from the Ambassador of Spain. She is a member of the Council of American Ambassadors. She has been named to Elle magazine's annual Washington Power List as one of DC's most influential women. Es, como ha dicho ya el rector, antigua alumna del programa de WIP en Universidades Reunidas. Capricia, es un placer tenerte de nuevo de vuelta a tu segunda alma mater, la Universidad Complutense de Madrid. Muchas gracias por tu presencia y cuando quieras.
Hola, ok. Gracias por la muy amable introducción. Es un gran placer estar aquí con todos ustedes esta noche. Estoy muy agradecido por la oportunidad de celebrar con vosotros en la Complutense, un lugar que me encanta y donde tengo tantos recuerdos hermosos. I too am going to continue speaking in English. What an honor. What an honor to be with the people who make the Reunidas program possible on its 50th anniversary, and to be here with you, the adventurous, forward-thinking, spirited students. Congratulations on completing the program here in Madrid. It is a bittersweet ending, no doubt. I remember this moment all too well. So I say to you, savor every final moment, every morsel of food, every laughter with friends, and every beautiful piece of this extraordinary city and country. It is so very humbling to speak tonight on behalf of the thousands of former students who embraced the opportunity this program offered here within the halls of the Complutense. This opportunity would not have been possible without the guidance and assistance of a few extraordinary individuals. I want to recognize in memoriam Senora Victoria Meyer, who was the director during my year. She, along with the other directors, take us fledglings, us little people, under their wings and make this an experience that is imprinted upon our lives forever. They install in us a sense of independence through this complete immersion program. I also want to recognize, because many of us are very grateful here in the audience, to Kathleen Sidali, who without her assistance and without her organizational skills, we certainly would not be here today. So thank you, Kathleen, so very much. Rector Andrada and Vice Rector Duran, thank you for being here tonight and for your very strong support of the Reunidas program. My education and the educations of all the students here would not have been the same without this enriching and incomparable experience. I would also like to especially thank President McRobbie for his enduring dedication to the WIP and Reunidas programs. Equally, I'm grateful to President Daniels at Purdue, Brian Harley, Associate Dean for International Programs at Purdue, is here representing my alma mater, Hail Purdue, and the leadership at Wisconsin and Tulane. We know that endeavors like these can easily fall victim to the bottom line, but by holding firm to the promise that many more students can benefit through this experience, Indiana, Wisconsin, Purdue, Tulane, and all of the other Reunidas universities are truly models for so many other educational institutions in the United States. And it is an honor to have the U.S. Embassy represented tonight by Christopher Quaid, our U.S. Cultural Attaché, along with the many other esteemed chiefs of mission and foreign service officers around the world representing America abroad. Several years ago, I served as President Obama's first chief of protocol, a position that holds the rank of ambassador, as you heard, a position, frankly, very few understand what it really does. Simply, the office is charged with creating the literal framework of diplomacy for the President and the Secretary of State. It also afforded me an opportunity to showcase American culture while embracing that of other nations. Now, what does that entail? A whole lot, I assure you. What I found through my years in the job, traveling to over 100 countries, meeting so many leaders, and greeting in the United States many, many more, was that the respect and understanding of my counterpart's culture was the key to strengthening our valued, vital friendships around the world, a core goal of diplomacy. That success was in large measure due to the year I spent here in Madrid, here at the Complutense, here in Spain's culture. The moment I landed yesterday, I had an immediate flashback to those first few days of my time within the WIP program. I instantly felt that pulse of the city. My 20-year-old self certainly wasn't in West Lafayette or my hometown Cleveland anymore. I recall that among my group, there was an intense feeling, as I'm sure many of you felt, that uncertainty of what we young American students would experience, what was in store for us that year. I recall wondering, was this the right choice? I thought, maybe I should have stuck with civil engineering. You know, the safety of that slide rule and pocket protector. But no, I'd made the choice to political science. It was more authentic to who I was. I was raised in a multicultural household. My Croatian father and Mexican mother, both immigrants, impressed in me the pride of being a first-generation American and the respect for my ancestry. But I knew that I needed to discover more, and WIP offered me an open door for me to continue to grow and learn more about the people and cultures firsthand. And boy, oh boy, did I discover. The experience became a journey of intercultural awareness and understanding. There were, of course, the threads of this intensely rich Spanish culture that took a bit of adjustment. My initial neglect of the Castilian theta betrayed the Spanish I'd learned in my grandmother's Mexican kitchen. I quickly adjusted. But in other ways, embracing this culture was swift and profound. I knew I had to get into my comfort zone. So, okay, I will admit that at first it was all about fitting in. First, the clothes. I soon found myself eyeing new and different fashion, fabulous bright colors, and awesome boots that I saw young women wearing on the Calle Serrano. There was a mohair suit with a swishy skirt that fit perfectly, before I gained my Spanish tongue, that I just had to have. I still have it, and my father does not let me forget how expensive it really was. Then there was the food. Oh, I was a devotee of every pastry shop, which regrettably was on every corner. The food was both my dream come true and my worst nightmare. The tortilla, bocadilla de manchego y jamón serrano with sangria in the caves at the Plaza Mayor, and churros y chocolate and morcilla at 2 a.m. after a long night of dancing at Joyaslava. For those who do not know, oh, you've been, you know, Joyaslava. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm totally up to going tonight, so if anybody wants to go, I'm with you. And the amazing places that the directors brought us, that WIP took us, from the afternoon walks through the Prado, absorbing all the art we discussed in our classes, Greco, Goya, I can still see those images, to the train trips to see the magnificent Alhambra, Valencia for a real orange, and to the coast to take in the wonders of Marbella, getting a bit too burned in the wrong places, if you know what I mean, to sitting with my classmates in the wonderful little bar of the Complutense. These moments and experiences were all a course in my cultural schooling. Each of these experiences was another touchstone with Spain's culture. I embraced each and every one, but it was the people of this great country who created the strongest lasting impression upon me. Embracing Spain meant taking the time to develop relationships within its greatest asset, su gente. Relishing every interaction in the classroom or every cafe, every perspective learned. Shortly after my arrival, I took an apartment with American friends, but soon realized this was not how I was going to get to know the people better. I moved quickly into the dorms and had a fabulous roommate. She educated me on the nuances of Spanish culture, from hospitality to dating. There were several memorable occasions, like when I dropped a not-so-subtle hint that someone's birthday was coming up. And so I was telling her my birthday was coming up, and she said, "That's wonderful. What are you getting me?" And I said, I scratched my head, and she looked at me, and she goes, "Here, it's the reverse. You celebrate your friends and your family." I quickly ran out and bought a big torta and gifts and gave it to them, and I was deeply grateful for those friendships. On another occasion, they were usually very, very helpful at helping me advance my Spanish. But on occasion, they took great pleasure in watching me flounder. On one particular occasion, we were out at a cafe and we were sitting around, and there was a handsome young Spanish man of which I was being very coy with. And I thought that I had said to him, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed." Instead, I said, "Yo estoy embarazada." After a great laugh, the girls told me, of course, that I had just told him that I was pregnant. So, from that experience and countless others, I learned just how important the human-to-human conveyance of culture was. It was one thing to walk the streets or see the Plaza Mayor as a solitary stranger in a different country. So much stronger to learn about Madrid and Spain through the eyes of the madrileñas that I knew. Equally, they wanted to learn so much about the United States. Do I eat at McDonald's often? Do I know Madonna? Do I know Michael Jackson? We export the finest. It was that person-to-person exchange that stuck with me all the way to years later when President Obama asked me to be his chief of protocol. The central question that I asked myself and my team on every visit of President Obama's to another country, or when he and Secretary Clinton hosted a chief of state or head of government, how could we use cultural exchange to advance the diplomacy between our countries? We were innovative and used cultural exchange as a tool from our diplomatic toolbox to effectively engage the world. Specifically, we found that food could be an incomparable vehicle to show respect and interest in our allies' culture and countries and demonstrate pride in our own heritage. As you noted by now, I love food. I was thrilled to bring food into the diplomatic process, and the opportunities were endless. There were so many examples, but I'll share one quick story with you. On our first presidential visit, it was a state visit of President Obama's to China. He was invited by President Hu Jintao. I had encouraged President Obama that he needed to participate in the making of a noodle at a private dinner that President Hu Jintao was hosting on his behalf. He looked at me and he said, "I'm going to do what, Capricia?" I said, "Oh, well, sir," and I was very shy at this time with him because we were very new in our relationship, and so I wasn't quite certain. I said, "Oh, well, sir, you're going to be making a noodle." And he's like, "I'm not making a noodle, Capricia." And he turned to go walk away. And I knew this was so important to President Hu, and I knew this was so important to the people of China and to my counterparts, and that they considered this an art form, part of their culture. And so I pulled up all of my strength, and I ran in front of him, and I wedged myself between him and the door, and I stood on my tippy toes and looked him in the eye as much as I could like that. And I said, "Mr. President, this is really, 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 really important to President Hu. Please make the noodle." And he looked down at me, and then he looked at his delegation, he said, okay, I'll make the noodle, but so are they. And so the rest of the delegation went with him, and they made the noodle with President Hu. It was an extraordinary moment. This cultural exchange was critical. It was a bonding moment, and one that clearly set a new tone in the conversation they had for the rest of the visit. It worked between world leaders, just as it did here at the Complutense, when you set the tone as one of openness, filled with the desire to understand, relationships bloom, and everything else comes much more easily. I salute again the WIP program and Reunidas for its commitment to immersion here in Madrid. Throughout its 50 years, its administrators and supporters have unfailingly strived to expose students from all over the United States to the rich heritage of this beautiful country. During these times, filled with greater signs of isolationism around the world, we must congratulate the participating universities for their enduring dedication to these programs. I personally am so grateful to Reunidas and to WIP and the Complutense for being such a central part of my education and the foundation of my life's achievements. And from one WIPper to all of you graduating, congratulations on having such great curiosity and gumption. As you near the end of your time at the beloved Complutense and step forward in your education and your careers, think of the ways that you can experience, that you can use your experiences to guide your passions. You never know, as I certainly did not know where it might lead. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Capricia. I see that the teachers are doing a good job because your knowledge of the Spanish culture is really good. Next, dear President of Indiana University, Michael Robbins, yours is the floor.
Ambassador Marshall, Mr. Quaid, distinguished Complutense colleagues, and all of the students, faculty, and administrators from universities in the United States. It really is a great honor to be here at the historic Complutense University of Madrid for this celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Reunidas study abroad program. As president of Indiana University, I had the honor earlier today of celebrating the 50th anniversary of IU's involvement as a founding partner with Purdue University of what became, when the University of Wisconsin joined in 1970, the Wisconsin-Indiana-Purdue program, or as everybody has called it, WIP, based here in Madrid. The WIP program, in turn, was instrumental in the development of the Reunidas program and remains an integral part of it today. The WIP program is the largest provider of students to the Reunidas program, and Indiana University is the managing institution of the WIP program. And in this capacity, it's my privilege this evening to represent all of my colleagues at all of the American universities who have benefited enormously from their involvement in this remarkable program over many, many years. I want to begin by expressing my thanks on behalf of Indiana University and all of the American universities here involved in Reunidas, to Rector Oneidas and to all of his colleagues at the Complutense University of Madrid for their very generous hospitality and for their highly admirable continued support of the partnership that we celebrate today. And I want to thank Ambassador Marshall for her remarks as well. Although it sounds from her remarks like the food scene has never been the same since you left Madrid. Of course, Ambassador Marshall, as she has said most eloquently, is an alumna of this program, and as you have seen, really is a remarkable example of the impact that the Complutense has had on students' lives and careers. And I also want to extend our most sincere congratulations to all of the students who are graduating from the program this evening. It's a privilege to be here to witness your graduation ceremony, as it is for all of my colleagues as well. We expect that all of you will carry forward your experience in Spain throughout your lives and careers, and we know that you have all found this experience to be truly transformative. This historic building in which we are gathered reminds us of a more tragic and sombre past, for it was right here that the International Brigade, including a number of Americans, was based during the Battle of Madrid and the Civil War. The savage fighting divided the campus, as we saw so graphically yesterday on the tour of the campus and the maps that we saw of the campus as well. But this building and the Complutense University also reminds us of a different past. For Indiana University and many other great American research universities owe a great debt of gratitude to the much older European universities like the Complutense, as they were highly influential in the early development of the American universities during the period of their establishment. And since its earliest days in the late 13th century, the Complutense has provided an education of the highest quality to students who have gone on to become renowned philosophers, writers, scientists, historians, military leaders, and heads of state, including many who have served as Prime Minister of Spain. Indiana University and its institutional colleagues in the Reunidas have sent students to study here for over 50 years because we believe that student study and service abroad are essential components of a contemporary education meant to prepare students to live and work in the modern world. Study abroad is an important way of ensuring that our students become globally literate, not just in their major fields of study, but more generally and more expansively. Of course, none of this was as widely appreciated 50 years ago as I think it is today. Today's study abroad is heavily encouraged and even expected among certain populations of students. In fact, increasing the number of RU undergraduates who study abroad has been a top priority of mine during my 10 years as president of Indiana University. Today, our Bloomington campus ranks in the top 10 out of about 1,200 universities in the United States in terms of the number of students who study abroad. Even more importantly, students who have studied abroad universally say that this is a life-changing experience. For many undergraduates, their time studying abroad is also their first time travelling abroad, so not only are they acquiring global literacy and understanding, but they are also learning the skills and gaining confidence in living, working, studying, travelling, and eating internationally. And the contacts that they make while studying abroad often lead to lifelong friendships and very valuable international networks. For 5 decades, the Reunidas Study Abroad Partnership, whose anniversary we celebrate today, has enjoyed tremendous success and has had a major impact on the lives of thousands and thousands of students. Almost 3,000 students alone from Indiana University, the University of Wisconsin, and from Purdue University have studied here in Madrid over the past 50 years. Not only is the Reunidas program one of the oldest programs of its kind, it was also, in many respects, a groundbreaking program. The spirit of goodwill exhibited by the Complutense in the 1960s, which was a challenging historic period for all universities, was truly remarkable. The university worked with the program's founding American partners in a spirit of generous cooperation and collaboration, welcoming American students and integrating them into the university at a time when some of America's activities on the world stage were controversial, and at a time when the Complutense, like all universities around the world was dealing with its own internal challenges. Over the years, students in the program have had a remarkable opportunity to witness firsthand Spain's transition to democracy, as well as the country's maturation as a mature democratic nation. Another noteworthy aspect of the program that contributed to its success was the Complutense's commitment to making it affordable for all students at public universities in the United States to obtain an immersive experience in Spain and to gain a deep appreciation for Spain's political, social and cultural role in the world. In the program's early days, the university established special courses for American students taught by some of the most exceptional and distinguished faculty members in all of Spain, renowned poets, art historians and philosophers, a number of whom taught for the Reunidas program for decades, often in addition to their other duties. Reunidas also afforded our own US faculty members an opportunity to provide leadership for the program. In this way, they deepened their own connections with Spain while also building long-standing ties with their students, which grew out of their mutual cultural explorations during their time abroad. And many of these professors have joined us here today, I understand, to help celebrate this occasion. As we celebrate the 50th anniversary of this remarkable program, and as the program enters the next phase of its operation, we can all be confident that the partnership between our institutions will continue to thrive. So on behalf of Indiana University, I extend my congratulations and most sincere thanks to Rector Oneidas and all of your predecessors, to all of the faculty, students and staff of the Complutense University, and to all of the faculty and staff from IU and our partner institutions who have helped to make this program such an enormous success for 50 years. For half a century, the splendid Reunidas program has brought enormous benefits to all of the American universities that have been involved, and it has enormously and positively affected the lives of many students by providing an opportunity for intensive growth and learning. To recognise such outstanding partnerships, Indiana University established many years ago the Thomas Hart Benton Medallion. It was first given in the early 80s, and this medal features a representation of a portion of the renowned American artist Thomas Hart Benton's murals depicting the social and industrial history of Indiana, which are actually displayed in the auditorium building at Indiana University. And the reverse side of the medallion features the seal of Indiana University. It symbolizes the aspirations and ideals that are the foundation of the search for knowledge, aspiration and ideals that Indiana University and the Complutense University share together. And consequently, in gratitude for all that the Complutense University has done over 50 years to foster the partnership and to support the partnership that we celebrate today, I would like to present to you, Rector Carlos Oneidas, the Thomas Hart Benton Medallion.
And there's supposed to come with it too. I'll give you this. Beautiful. That's actually part of itself too.
Okay, thank you very much. That's beautiful. Thank you.
My pleasure.
So, first of all, thank you very much for this medallion. I am really moved And, well, I will try to say calmly, okay? But thank you. It's really an honor for me as a person, and of course, for the Universidad Complutense as institution. Thank you very much, Mr. President. 50 años ya, ¿no? Y cumplir 50 años no es solo una cuestión de tiempo, porque puede ser que uno no llegue a los 50 años. Hay que cuidarse, hay que tomar medidas y precisamente por eso, porque este programa se ha cuidado, se ha mimado, ha sido capaz de ir cambiando a lo largo del tiempo, eso ha hecho posible que hoy cumplamos 50 años. And yesterday I was talking with the president, and we both agree that any commemoration, and 50 years is a good number, is just an excuse to look backwards and see what one has accomplished, to learn of the mistakes, but mainly just to look forward and to get a new commitment for the future and for the next 50 years that I don't renounce to be here in 50 years. Not as a rector, just sitting down. La Complutense es una universidad histórica, más de 5 siglos de antigüedad. By the way, I know that you will be bicentennial in a couple of years, so congratulations also, President. Una universidad histórica, como decía, pero que miramos también hacia el futuro. Y el futuro en las universidades, en la educación superior, pasa inevitablemente por la internacionalización. Nada hay más global, ¿no?, que el conocimiento, que la ciencia, y por eso las universidades tenemos que abrirnos precisamente a esa mirada internacional, a una globalización que no significa una uniformización, sino todo lo contrario, conocer cada una de las culturas, cada uno de los saberes, y para eso nada mejor que precisamente ir al terreno, visitar las universidades. Y además ese respeto mutuo que es la base de la convivencia en paz, solamente se adquiere precisamente conociendo profundamente cada una de las culturas respectivas. El futuro pasa por la educación. Las universidades somos instituciones para formar y nada hay más educativo que viajar, que tener que convivir con otras personas, con otras culturas. Y por eso estos programas comunes creo que son tan importantes. Probably everyone agrees that the Erasmus program in Europe has been the most valuable thing to build a sense of Europe, a sense that, well, has difficulties from now and then. And probably there is no better way of improving relations between the States and Spain than the interchange of people, of students, of professors, of professionals. And that's why it's so important that these programs, these study abroad, or the other different programs that we can imagine, are supported and stimulated. La cooperación entre la Universidad Complutense y las universidades de Estados Unidos empezó en el año 62. Entonces, yo soy matemático, entonces cuando yo leí esto dije, entonces no cumplimos 50 años, ¿no? Bueno, cumplimos 50 años porque la formalización como Asociación de Universidades Reunidas, efectivamente se hizo en el curso 66-67 y estamos justamente en esos 50 años de aniversario de lo que es las Universidades Reunidas. Los estudiantes que nos visitáis en este programa podéis realizar o realizáis aquí un curso completo o un cuatrimestre en nuestra universidad. Me gustaría que os sintierais parte de la Universidad Complutense, que os sintierais complutenses para el resto de vuestra vida y que nos llevéis en vuestro corazón, como he visto que efectivamente algunos ya nos llevan. Y además, creo que sois un excelente ejemplo y que el programa es un excelente ejemplo de algo que en nuestras universidades todavía cuesta trabajo de llevar a la práctica, que es esto tan común en Estados Unidos, que son los cultural studies, ¿no? Aquí, bueno, por razones de tradición histórica, digamos, las disciplinas tienen una división mucho más vertical, mucho más rígida, y yo creo que este es un magnífico ejemplo de cómo poner en marcha unos estudios transversales de cultura, de lengua, de literatura, de arte, pero que no están reñidos, y de hecho cada uno de vosotros podéis completar vuestros estudios precisamente con materias científicas o de la disciplina que queráis. I said before that 50 years, the anniversary, is a nice opportunity just to express a commitment for the future. And that's what I want to stay publicly here, just to close these words. The commitment of the Universidad Complutense to continue to strengthen this collaboration with our partners, Universidades Reunidas, in this program and other programs that we can imagine, as we were talking yesterday, Mr. President. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your stay, disfrutad. And, well, don't forget to tell me at what time you are going to be in Joyeslava, just in case, just in case. So, thank you very much. Muy bien, pues clausuramos este acto de inauguración del 50 aniversario y ahora, digamos, levantamos esta mesa. Bueno, la mesa se queda, nos levantamos las personas que estamos aquí y damos paso a la segunda parte de la ceremonia, en la cual me disculpo porque yo no voy a poder estar presente porque tengo que volver al edificio de enfrente para continuar allí mi trabajo. Muchísimas gracias, buenas tardes y feliz aniversario.
This part of this which focuses on you, the students. So I'm going to say very few words to you, the students, after saying our warm welcome to Mr. Divo, coordinator program, the directors of dear deans, Eugenio, Enrique, and Rafael. We are at home. I belong to this school, so forgive my formality with protocol. When I open sessions here, I feel so much at home that I cannot help being informal and even local. I was very, very moved by the words that everybody said. Of course, Rector, thank you for being here. Vice Rectors, academic authorities, teachers, friends. I was very moved by the words of the ambassador who had been Capricia Marshall. She was also very formal, that's informal somehow. That's what I liked of her speech. You made us laugh, you made us cry. And I think what you said encapsulates very wisely the experience that you are now living, you are all living with this semester or year abroad. So, dear students from Indiana, Boston College, California State, Georgetown, Purdue, Wisconsin, Tulane, Stetson universities, first of all, happy birthday for this 50th anniversary, 50th birthday. And I simply wish to emphasize what has been said before. As a Vice Rector for International Affairs of the Complutense University, I could not feel more proud and more privileged to be in this session, giving you these bands that will accompany you for the rest of your lives. It's very important to know when you are giving these bands that the swan, which is the symbol of the Complutense, Universitas Complutensis Matritensis, will be in the left, to your left, will be on your heart, because that is where the Complutense will remain. Huh? Yes. Just like you will remain in our hearts, just like you will always be our students, the Complutense will always remain in your heart as your second alma mater. Of course, your alma mater is going to be your university, and by the way, alma mater means nutritious mother. So, you know, the university as a place that feeds your intellect, your intellectual spirits. So let us be at least your alma aunt. I don't know how to say aunt in Latin, but let us be your second alma mater. And please keep this sign, keep the Complutense always in your hearts. Bear in mind, you have been called courageous, forward students, adventurous. You are all of that. And you are privileged also because you belong to this part of your university, of society, that can have the opportunity to travel, to spend a semester abroad, and to become a citizen of the world. But you also enrich us. You know, many Complutense students do not have the possibility of going abroad, of living the experience that you are living. Many, of course, have the Erasmus program, but many others never have the chance to abandon this building. And you bring internationalization home. It is what we call internationalization at home. You bring your expertise, your worldliness, your culture, your language also to our rooms, to our classrooms, and you enrich our students too. So it's a mutual enrichment, and that is why we also have to be thankful that these programs exist and that all of these universities entrust us with their students to complete their education with a Spanish touch, which entails many, many more things besides the language. And I'm sure you are almost bilingual by now. So thank you for having abandoned your contact zone. Thank you for having joined us. Thank you for having enriched our building, our culture, the language of our students, because most of you will have probably made Spanish friends and they will have learned English just as much as you have learned Spanish. And thank you for having made our university more international, more interesting, and more multicultural. So please keep us in your hearts and never forget us, because this is your second alma mater. And now we are going to honor you with your diplomas and your bands. Thank you very much. Bien, a continuación hablará el representante de los directores de las Universidades Reunidas, doctor don Juan Carlos Gallego.
Buenas tardes. Señora Vicerrectora de Relaciones Internacionales y Cooperación, señor Presidente de la Universidad de Indiana y autoridades, señores decanos, señor delegado, director delegado, estimados directores, personal de administración, profesores, estudiantes del grupo de Reunidas, antiguos directores, alumnos, familiares y amigos. This is a very tough act to follow. You know what I mean. But I have an ace up my sleeve. I'm going to be brief. It is a pleasure to be here. Es un honor y un privilegio para mí representar a los directores de programas de Reunidas aquí presentes y a los de los últimos 50 años. El honor es doble porque hace 45 años yo empecé mis estudios en esta universidad y en este mismo edificio. Y jamás habría imaginado entonces que un día me dirigiría a ustedes en este Paraninfo y en estas circunstancias. Hoy es un día para celebrar a lo grande, como se dice en mi tierra. Durante 50 años, hemos oído 16.000, miles de estudiantes y decenas de profesores, directores de programas han desfilado por las aulas de esta universidad, desafiando las leyes de la lingüística, enriqueciéndose mutuamente, madurando los estudiantes a pasos agigantados, rejuveneciéndonos los demás por contagio y educándonos todos para transformarnos en ciudadanos de excepción en este nuevo mundo cada día más internacional y global. Enhorabuena a todos. Congratulations. We should be proud of our achievements. A los directores y administradores presentes y ausentes, quiero felicitarlos por su esfuerzo y dedicación a nuestros universitarios, por su ejemplo, por su visión de un mundo sin barreras y por tener sus prioridades en regla. A los estudiantes de todos estos años, y en particular a los aquí presentes, los felicito por haber superado todos los obstáculos que se interponían entre ustedes y este maravilloso proyecto, por su capacidad de adaptación y por ser un ejemplo para sus compañeros en sus respectivas universidades. But this celebration should not distract us from other realities of study abroad. For every student who participates in an international program, there are hundreds, possibly thousands, who stay at home and will never have this experience. And that is why I want to take advantage of this opportunity to look forward, as we've all said, and to encourage the students present here today to become ambassadors for study abroad. It is a privilege and a duty that comes with participating in a program like Reunidas. Upon your return to the US, you're going to be in the best position to promote international programs. Therefore, I encourage you to actively recruit other students by sharing your experiences in Spain with your friends and colleagues at school and at work, in your neighborhood, and through your social networks. I want to end this short address with my best wishes for Reunidas in the next 50 years. I can assure you that those of us who may not be in attendance then will be here in spirit, just as I'm certain that those who have preceded us are here today. Enhorabuena de nuevo, feliz final de curso y feliz aniversario para todos.
A continuación, la directora de la Universidad de Georgetown, doña Ana Fliss, irá nombrando a los señores estudiantes para la entrega de diplomas y la imposición de becas.
¿Me oís? Sí. Bueno, empezamos con la Universidad de California State. Emily Haddad, Zaira Ayala Pérez, Marcela Bañuelos Palmas, Marcus Carrico Barber, Shanta Diamond y Zuleima Fernández. Adrian Jimenez, Jennifer Juarez York, Shay Langley, Megan Lee, Nereida López Goyas, Alex Lowe. Kate McGill, Jocelyn Mendoza, Felipe Montaño, Samantha Mora, Bernadette Ramírez, Clara Ramírez Pacheco. Jocelyn Ruiz Hernández, Berenice Valdez, Sidney Izunza. Estudiantes de Boston College. Aoife Clancy, Margot Doherty, Jennifer Kim, Brian Maseloff, Carolyn Putril. Estudiantes de Indiana, Purdue, Wisconsin y Tulane. Arden Beaudry, Katrina Bell, Bryce Berman, Lindsay Blyfornik, Shandy Blurton, Jacob Bogost. Elizabeth Borstad, Meghana Brandel, Rose Brown, Kelly Booker, Laura Bunn, Catherine Seglio. Elisa Dooley, Aaron Duffin, Lexi Eisert, Max Elsenheimer, David Evans, Julia Frangel. Grace Fresentese, Catherine French, Micaela Gombar, Alejandro Gomez Pamplona, Russell Grant, Rachel Guenther. Kasha Halblib, Rachel Hoegberg, Carmen Hugh, Ty Jagger, Madeline Kalgren, Zara Karimi. Eric Klipsch, Alexis Long, Kyle Malone, Michael McDonald, Tobin McGilligan, Bradley Morgan. Thomas Nass, Megan O'Hare, Shannon Olson, Rachel Parks, Julia Porter, Pamela Riolis. Shelby Rivers, Paige Robertson, Ella Smith, Kathleen Sovey, Jessica Steinheiser, Crystal Tidsdale. Abigail Waller, Haley Watson, Natalia Weiss, Jack Wells, Madeline Whitmore, Max Wolk, Caitlin Sutter. Estudiantes de Georgetown University. Stephen Azzolino, Sydney Brooks, Isabella Day, Alina Edep, Nikita Matre, Johanna Mintz. Elizabeth Nayland, Maggie Odier, Hannah Ono, Martha Stratman, Galen Sumida Ross, Melissa Yu. Enhorabuena a todos.
Bien, enhorabuena. Y antes de proceder, me gustaría un muy fuerte aplauso para todos los estudiantes. Dirá ahora unas palabras la representante de los estudiantes, Samantha Mora.
Buenas tardes. Hello. Felicidades a todos y felicidades a nuestro programa de Reunidas por su aniversario de 50 años. Es un honor estar aquí representando a todos mis compañeros y a todos los alumnos anteriores a nosotros que también han completado cursos aquí. When I came to Spain, I had a general idea of what my life would be like. Eating paella and sipping on sangria, afternoons strolling through El Retiro, and of course, countless hours spent dedicated to my studies. Upon my arrival, I was in complete awe of how vibrant the city was. The people, the food, even the language was completely different from what I was accustomed to. I had to grow used to things like speaking Spanish only in classrooms. That personal space for Spaniards is reduced to a few inches from your nose, and that the left-hand side of the escalators on the metro is not meant for relaxing and catching your breath. The truth is, the first few weeks were a bit of chaos for me in trying to gain control of my surroundings, as I'm sure it was for most of you. Everything that seemed so out of this world quickly became second nature. No longer did I feel the need to call my parents every single time something came up. Well, except for when I ran out of money. Nunca me imaginé que estudiar en la Complutense me iba a cambiar la vida tan drásticamente. Yo, igual que todos ustedes, he tenido que pasar aún más tiempo estudiando y preguntándoles a mis profesores que repitan la pregunta o que me aclaren un concepto en clase, ya que aquí no nos llevan de la mano como en los Estados Unidos. He aprendido a valorar a mi familia gracias a los 9,330 kilómetros de distancia entre nosotros. He tenido que sacrificar momentos bonitos con mis amigos y mi familia por mi propia meta de aumentar mi experiencia educativa. En mi piso hemos tenido una batalla constante con el Wi-Fi. La semana pasada, que fue el Día de las Madres en México, tuve que conformarme con ver y escuchar a pedazos el trío musical que le cantaba a las mamás de mi familia. Ha sido un gran esfuerzo el no dejarme llevar por mis tristezas cuando extraño a todos los que amo, especialmente en momentos cuando nuestros intentos de hablar se cortan rápidamente por poor connection de FaceTime. Cada día me voy dando cuenta que todo el tiempo lejos de mi mundo valdrá la pena. Sé que aquí es donde debo y quiero estar. Realmente entiendo el gran sacrificio que han hecho nuestros padres en ayudarnos a estudiar aquí por 1 o 2 semestres. Seguro que todos apreciamos el gran esfuerzo que han hecho para ayudarnos a cumplir nuestros propios sueños de expandir nuestra educación al mismo tiempo que vamos conociendo el mundo. Estoy extremadamente agradecida por las experiencias que he podido vivir aquí. 8 meses después nos encontramos en el mismo auditorio en el cual nos dieron la bienvenida. Estoy bastante segura de que si nos fueran a preguntar si estamos listos para regresar a casa, nuestra respuesta sería no al unísono. I'm sure none of us will return home the same as when we started this program. Let's be grateful for having been able to study at this university where we've broadened our horizons as students as well as individuals. I believe we can certainly say that we fulfilled our expectations with success. Thank you to our professors and to our directors that have made this year or semester one we will never forget. Thank you. Gracias.
Now we all stand up to sing Gaudeamus Igitur. Simplemente recordarles que ahora hay un vino, una copa de vino español en la cafetería de la facultad. Enhorabuena a todos, feliz graduación.